Punch Audio presents In the Volume, My Life in Film and TV. Written and read for you by me, Alex Hyde-White. Friends call me Punch. Forward, with thanks to Som Kapila for playing the Inquisitor. Through the years, believe it or not, I've received many letters from fans of certain shows, with Fantastic Four and Biggles' Adventures in Time leading the tally, as they both have a healthy fan base. That, of course, is ironic, because they are obscure films that most people have never heard of. Oh, that is an actor's life, all right, where matters of value are always subjective and relative, as unless you work, there's not much to value, and when you're working, well, then you can value the film any way you want. To us, our work is important. Therefore, the occasional requests for interviews would come in. Being asked to comment on working with Peter Cushing, for instance, is an obvious example, as he was a dear man as well as being an important actor in the canon of 20th century British film. So, in the early 2000s, I found myself writing several similar versions of the same story, as it's hard to comment about someone else without commenting on yourself. Regardless, those interviews seem to satisfy the chronicler, the journalist, or independent author, and they satisfied me. I found I rather enjoyed the process. Never having been a writer in the Hollywood sense of a dedicated, disciplined working writer, I knew I could collaborate quite well, and also fancied myself a good producer. Witness the 2 indie films we produced, Pursuit of Happiness and 3 Days of Hamlet. So, in January of 2021, while I was in Park City with no Sundance Festival to occupy my time due to the dreadful COVID lockdown, I started to write more. A whole lot more. Basically, everything. But I want to start with a baseline interview. What follows is a question and answer from one such chronicler, as it was conducted circa 2013. I am using it as a foreword to what I hope will be an entertaining look back at my life in film. My life in the volume. Question and answer. Time.
Circa 2013 to present. Where were you born and raised?
London, England.
What or who inspires you, and why?
Who? Laurence Olivier, lately. In the 90s, I admired Harrison Ford, a star in the classic mold. When I was in my 20s, Warren Beatty was making wonderful films, and he knew what he was doing. Throughout my career, I have so admired Daniel Day-Lewis, as we started out the same time in England and even had the same agent for several years. Why? I enjoy the preparation to act a role, unless it's just the part of the process of learning lines. That can be hard, but that's the work of it. You must learn them so that you can forget them and do it.
How did you go about the pursuit of that goal?
By trying not to separate work from life, art from reality. I'm a great fan of the use of opposites, as in to prepare properly to act a role. I like to act while living, so that anything that happens in real life can be used in the part, and anything you do in the part is real. To do that, I like to engage the world. Sometimes we all get a little shy and insecure, so you don't want to bluster through things, but, for instance, if I'm out at a burger joint, I'll engage with the folks, the cook, and others. Their stories can be your story kind of thing. Actors have always been part of our culture as storytellers. We must engage the audience to effectively do our job. The opposite of that, of course, is introspection, and that is a very important part of the process. As I have learned and grown throughout a 30-year career, now over 40 years, at the time of this writing, I understand the separate but equal parts, the dualities of the acting process more. The macro is having the confidence to perform, which is a must, while the micro...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?